I've been trying to sprout this since April. Welcome to our 1-month update. Things have changed a little bit, but also not a whole lot. The season has not been particularly warm. The temperature is still pretty cool, especially at night. But we do have some things going. We have some mint over here. Mint is always the first thing for us to like burst out, so to speak, because it overwinters and then has an early comeback.
What does overwintering mean?
Oh, it means that we leave the plant in the ground over the winter. It'll go dormant in the winter and then come back the following year. This is a kale plant that got left out over the winter. And you can see the seed pods forming. Not every plant overwinters. There are some plants that are annual, which means they last one season, and as soon as the cold comes in, they die off. Some plants are perennial, which means that they will go dormant in the winter and come back year after year. So mint would be an example of that. Some plants are biennials, which means that they go dormant over the winter, they come back in the spring, flower, go to seed, and then die. So onions are an example of that. Kale and chard are an example of that, where they will come back in the spring, flower, produce seed, and then die off. So the onions overwintered in the deep water bed and are flowering and going to seed, and we're going to collect the seed from the onion. This is an experiment, honestly, to see if we could overwinter onions in aquaponics, and we were able to do that.
What's over here?
The first thing we have here is the ugu plant, ugu or fluted pumpkin, which is a gourd. We don't eat the gourd, but we eat the leafy greens. The leafy greens are very full of iron, full of vitamin C and other great nutrients. They're actually used for severely anemic people in Nigeria. You can kind of look at how big that seed is.
That's the seed?
Yeah, that's the seed. It's huge.
Wow. Whoa.
And it's a climbing plant, so it's gonna climb the fence. It's a really big test to see because the temperature is warm right now. I mean, it's cooler at night than these guys can handle. These are sweet potato seedlings because we're growing sweet potatoes, but not necessarily for the sweet potatoes, but the actual greens themselves, because the greens are edible and delicious and also full of iron and vitamin C and some other good stuff. And most folks don't eat sweet potato greens here, but they're pretty popular as far as I know in West Africa. We have peas and strawberries. And over here is ginger. I got some ginger from the store and planted. You can see here, I actually put it in the soil on April 6th, and it has only just started to sprout and germinate. So, but you know, you can buy ginger in the store and grow your own ginger if you wanted to. You just need to make sure that the temperature is warm enough. Just like with the ginger, where we were able to sprout ginger from store-bought ginger bulb, we tried to sprout sweet potatoes from store-bought sweet potatoes. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. What I've learned is a lot of these grocery store sweet potatoes actually are sprayed with a chemical that inhibits the sprouting. So this possibly might have worked if I had gotten sweet potatoes from the farmer's market maybe, or if I had bought something organic. I've been trying to sprout this since April. And then those are peas with the CDs hanging on them to keep birds away. We have a serious bird issue. According to the internet, they're supposed to reflect light, and that keeps the birds away. I think that when they blow in the wind sporadically, it also keeps the birds away.
And you've tried this out? This is your second day trying this out?
This is my second day, yeah. Last year I used balloons, and that worked really well. This is garlic. This was an experiment, actually. We put in some spring garlic and harvested the spring garlic, but obviously we didn't harvest them all, or there might have been some that didn't germinate because I was surprised to see these. So it's bonus garlic for us. It's really, I'm so excited. Yeah, so we have some things in soil on the side just to increase our grow area. These are malabar spinach. So this is something that was actually more popular. It's called efo amunututu in Yoruba in my language. It is something that was very popular in southwestern part of Nigeria. I grew up in Lagos and it's not popularly found in Lagos, but once you move out of Lagos and you go into Yoruba proper, you find this growing there and people eat it. It's a climbing plant. It's exciting to see the connections between a lot of the things that we eat and what Asians eat, because there are tons of similarities. They're usually open with their arms spread out, or at least they were open with their arms spread out when they were in a warmer environment. They've been like closing up since I put them out. I think the nighttime temperature is affecting them. Also from Nigeria, it's called ewedu, which is popular in the Middle East and in Northern Africa. I think it's called molokia. But it's also jute, the jute plant. It has like a slightly, what's that word you use for okra?
Slimy.
Slightly slimy, yeah. I was gonna use a fancier word, but I don't know it.
What is something that you're excited about?
The ginger. I'm gonna put it in the aquaponic system itself. So I'm excited for that. The sweet potato is also going in the aquaponic system, so I'm excited for that. And then we're trying millet for the first time. But I think probably what I'm most excited about this year is the ugu plant, just because it was a journey to get it. But I'm excited to be part of making Nigerian vegetables like more available in New York City. So that's what I'm excited about the most probably this year. And for people to like get our veggies.
Yes, on the website.
Yes, okofarms.org.
What is something that you need help with?
Right now, what we need help with is expanding our new site or getting our new site up and running. This current site we can no longer do any education out of, even after the pandemic is over. So we're raising funds to help us set up our new site where we can expand our food production and also do all of our aquaponics education classes and workshops, and also culinary workshops as well.
What would you say if somebody says that they want to volunteer right now?
We appreciate everyone who wants to volunteer, but we cannot accept volunteers right now, and we look forward to being able to accept volunteers again once the health crisis is over.